Hey Garage Golfers, rolling here with Garage Golf, where we provide extraordinary golf info for the extraordinary golfer. Today, I have a brand new video. We're jumping right into the brand new Uneekor EYEXR Launch Monitor. It's a rear-mounted, sticker-free system. Goes about 3.5 feet behind you as a golfer, so it's not in between you and the screen. Really, really cool system. Again, sticker-free, so not a single sticker on the ball or the club to give you over 19 critical data points. So really, really excited to bring this video to you. It also has access to some of the very best software on the golf simulator market today, including GSPRO and the all-new Gameday software, which I'll show you a little bit more about. I'm looking forward to bringing that video to you, and that starts right now. The EYEXR is Uneekor's latest overhead launch monitor, mounted about 3.5 feet behind the hitting zone. It's slim, compact, and connects via a single power over Ethernet cable, clean, efficient, and ideal for garage sim setups like mine here at Garage Golf. The EYEXR uses dual infrared cameras and advanced optics to track your swing. No stickers needed. And yes, you can use any golf ball you want thanks to Uneekor's dimple optics technology. Now in regards to price, the Uneekor EYEXR is priced at $69.99 as of the time of this video, which places it on the lower to mid-tier level for most ceiling overhead launch monitors. So there is some competition in and around that price point, such as say the Pro TVX, but this is a very aggressive price point for Uneekor. It is not still considered what I would say their flagship product, which would still be the Uneekor EYEXO or EYEXO2. Based upon the amount of data points that you get, but it has a whole lot of strong features. Again, the fact that there's no stickers involved with it. It's rear mounted, which a lot of people would kind of like only because it's not going to be in between you, the ball, and the screen essentially, which there's a lot of concern there sometimes with some people. Not typically something that ever really comes into play in all honesty, but it is something that people have some issues with. So I do like the price point. It is, again, at the lower end of the spectrum for most overhead ceiling launch monitors with a whole lot of features that this device packs into it as well. Now let's break down the 19 ball and club data points that EYEXR delivers. These are metrics that help you truly understand your swing. For the ball data, we have over 15 points, which includes ball speed, side spin, backspin, side angle, side total, launch angle, angle of descent, flight time, spin axis, distance to apex, apex, ball flight type, carry distance, run, and total distance. And for club data, we have over 4 points, which includes club speed, smash factor, club path, and face angle, which is calculated without stickers using Uneekor's proprietary formula. These metrics give you instant feedback on every shot, so whether you're working on accuracy, distance control, or shaping your shots, the Uneekor EYEXR delivers on instant feedback with every shot you take. All right, so for installation, this was a very quick process. I'm going to show you some quick B-roll of us installing this device. What I was really most surprised with was the actual size of the launch monitor. It's about half the size of the original QED. Really, really easy to install. We had a bracket with 4 screws, very simple, slid the device in, locked it into place, and it was as simple as that, honestly. Again, one Ethernet cord running from the device, which I ran down and down the wall, and then it plugs into an outlet, essentially, which one half of that is going to go into your computer, the other half will go into a power source. So really, really cool. You're not going to have a huge brick or anything that you plug into your ceiling. Now, as far as software installation, all you have to do is download Uneekor's launcher software directly off of Uneekor's website, and it's going to walk you through step by step. It will actually activate your license and any initial setup that you have for it. So when you first purchase it, you have 3 months of, I believe, the ultimate package, which includes the AI trainer and Gameday. So we did all that. We set that up quite easily in about 10 minutes. Very, very simple process with that, just following that Uneekor launcher. And I will put the download link for the Uneekor launcher software down in the video description. So if you need to find that, you'll be able to find it right here on this video. So first thing up that we're going to test is just the Uneekor View software. This is the integrated free software that you would get with any Uneekor product. This is going to be a very simple thing. I'm going to hit a couple shots and show you a little bit about some of the features. Again, this is something I've done a full review on. I will put a product link for anything Uneekor View related. Very similar across the board between any of the Uneekor launch monitors. Very similar experience because it's the exact same program across the board. So that's one of the really, really cool things about what Uneekor does is the software is going to be identical between the different launch monitors. It's just some of the features that you'll have access to will be a little bit unique per launch monitor. So I'm going to start up a session on View. We're just gonna hit a few 7-iron shots. I'm gonna show you a little bit more about what kind of data you get, and then we're gonna jump into possibly playing GSPRO as well as the new Gameday software, show you a little bit more about that. And even on those, I've done full video reviews on those. So this is gonna be a pretty quick video. I just wanna show you a few features and overall show you a little bit more about what the EYEXR does. So what you see behind me right here is the Uneekor View software, and we are going to hit some 7-iron shots. So what I did was I created a session purely for 7-iron. What I like to do on the View software is just create one session and then basically hit shots per club as that session, because as you go back in the end, you'll be able to then see your shot dispersion, average distance for a club, and that kind of thing, and it's broken down per club. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hit a shot here. I have all the lights off in here just so you can see the screen a little bit better. If I need to, I'll kick the lights on. I have not warmed up, so keep that in mind. Again, no club stickers, no ball stickers. Any golf ball you want, really cool feature, I like that. Let's hit a shot, see how we do. Really toey shot there, as you see. Not a great shot. It's a little dark in here too, so I may kick the lights on, but let's see what the video replay looks like, and I'll show you that now. All right, so let's take a quick look at that shot, for better or for worse. And here you see the view angle from the Uneekor EYEXR. So pretty cool feature. And you also see a line here, so when you actually hit play, you're gonna see what you did with that club and what kind of angle you got into that club, essentially, where you hit the golf ball. And then we have a shot of it zoomed in here. Again, remember, this is from behind. This is where I hit, right off the toe, right? So you can definitely see that. You can see the club face here. If we go into the shot feature, here you're gonna see the shot, and this is some of the data that you're gonna be getting at carry, total, side, smash factor, ball, club speed, backspin, side spin, launch angle, side descent, apex time, and the type of shot. And if I go into session, or if I go into number, everything you see here are the data points that are being basically tracked and calculated. So that's a really, really cool feature. You got access to everything here in regards to what you're seeing, what type of shots they are, and these are part of those data points that we discussed. So if I were to see, this is how far left of target I was, I have my dispersions, I'm gonna have my front angle, this is my side angle, and this is gonna be dispersions, and I can take off my other clubs here, which I'll show you here in the next shot, but you're gonna be able to see how far I'm hitting each club or each 7-iron here, essentially. All right, so I cleared out some of the other sessions in there. I'm gonna hit 2 or 3 more shots, and I'll show you the dispersion circles that you'll get as we start hitting more shots here. A better shot there. Get instant ball flight, no delay, 151 carry. This is 7-iron, 163 total distance, smash factor. We'll show you the replay one more time with the swing as well. There's my replay. Still a little bit off the toe, but definitely a better shot there than what I saw. And then that's my actual ball flight. And you can change the view here and pick different views as well. So you do have a lot of different options there, which is neat. And now if I go into my grouping, we're gonna see I have 2 shots now. And you'll see our shot dispersion circle. I'm gonna hit one more, and then we'll show you one more shot and move on to some of the software. All right, striking the ball better there. 158 total carry, 169 total distance. We got all the numbers, smash factor, everything. Let's take a look at the shot dispersions. And here we see our shot dispersion circle with the different shots. So if I were to switch this now to an 8-iron, 9-iron, each one would have its own color. We'll be able to see how far we're hitting everything. And if I were to go into my shots, and again, this is all 7-iron here, I'm able to see what my averages are, what my total distances are, and everything that we would need. So this is essentially the View software, and this is just a little bit of what you get. You also have the ability to do AI trainer with it, which the Swing Optics cameras are required. I don't have it on this bay. I do have it on other bays. I've done a full video on AI trainer. Make sure you check that out. I'll put a link for AI trainer in there as well. And then you'd also have the ability to record your swing, which is part of the Swing Optics setup, AI trainer feature. All that is in that video. So make sure you take a look at that, just because I don't have it in this particular bay, but it is a really, really cool feature. We'll be able to check that out. Again, I'll put a link for AI trainer. Make sure you watch that after you watch this video. Another newer thing that you can do is actually change your altitude to pick where you're at regarding sea level, so your numbers should equal up a little bit more for where you're at in your local area. So that's a neat one there. If I wanted to change that, for example, I'm in Florida, so I'm barely above sea level here, but you could change that. You could also offset the screen. So if you're offset to your screen, you can offset the screen and move it right or left. So if you're on the right part of your screen, you could adjust it like you see here in the pictures. And then AI Insights is going to give you more input, AI features as far as what you're doing, analyze with the AI trainer and that kind of thing as well, which is nice. And then these are Power U reports, which are part of the actual program as well. So let's say I take all these shots and I have swings and different things that I want to send to myself, or to, if you're a teaching professional, you want to send this to a client, you'll create a Power U report. It'll have a clickable link, and everything that we just did with these sessions, even if I select more than one, you're going to be able to send those to someone. They'll be able to watch not only all their data, but they'll be able to see their swing back and the video, the actual club face making contact with the ball. And if you have swing cameras, you have the ability to do that as well. So Uneekor by far has one of the best software programs with View. It's one that I'm a really, really big fan of. I don't love the way they have sessions created, as you got to do it per club, but it makes a lot of sense with how they do it. So when you send a Power U report, you're able to get each data individual for that specific club. I do like that part. So really cool feature with the View software. So what you see behind me now is the brand new Gameday software. And again, I've done a full video review on this for today. I'm going to play one hole for you to show you a little bit more about how it works. But to me, this is where the future of golf simulation is going. I'm really, really impressed with Gameday. And what you have here essentially is you're going to have the screen behind you, which is your gameplay screen. And then to the side over here, which I'll try to pop up on the screen for you, you're going to have what we would call the menu screen. So in order to have Gameday, you do need to have two displays. One, whether it be a primary monitor, flat screen TV, whatever you decide. And two would be like your projector setup. So you're going to actually go and actually do different things at each screen based upon what you want to see. So very immersive, more commercialized feel to it. Really cool software. I'm going to set up just one hole. Again, we're just going to play one hole for you to show you a little bit more about some of the graphics, some of the features that are built into the software. But something that I've really enjoyed from my testing. And again, I have a full video review on Gameday that you'll be able to check out, and I'll put that link in our video as well. And as you see here, we have the ability to do a local match. There's even online matches where you'll be able to start a new game, create a save part where somebody else can join you. So this is where the future of golf simulation is going, is online matches, which is really cool. And at some point, we're going to have some leagues as well. Mini games, they have a wedge challenge, longest drive, closest to the pin. I've tackled most of this stuff in the video review as well. There's a practice mode. But for today's video, we're going to just go straight into a round play. I'm just going to play one hole for you. And right now, here's my info. You can play up to 8 players, which is cool. You can have teams, that kind of stuff, I believe. Let's hit continue. And then here's all the courses. Now, I've not downloaded the courses on this PC, so I'm going to download one to play for us here today. And we have, as you see right now, Pebble Beach, the Farms Golf Club, Bell Selva, all kinds of different courses, probably about 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27-ish courses, somewhere around there. You can mark your favorites. You can see the featured courses. I'm going to download Tobacco Road Golf Club. I'm going to wait for it to come up. I'll bring you back, and we're going to play. So you'll see it doesn't take too long to download. But as soon as it's done downloading, I'll bring you back, and then we'll go ahead and play the first hole of Tobacco Road. All right, so Tobacco Road is downloaded. We have it right behind me. I'm going to go ahead and go to my other screen. We're going to start it, and we're ready to play. In the actual game settings, you're going to see you can play holes, you can play stroke play currently. That's the only option, probably just because I'm single player as well right now. You can set your firmness on the greens, wind. I'm not going to change much of anything here for now. And distance in yards, miles per hour for speed, and green unit in feet. I'm going to hit continue. Give me distance 5, mulligan 3 per, I guess, round. You can have that change if you want. Putting option gimme, random auto putts. You can take away putting if you want to do so. I'm going to just do the gimme for now. Leave the grid line on, and then the putting guideline is off for now. Go ahead and click on start. All right, so you see right behind me, we're going to have hole number 1 on Tobacco Road Golf Club. It's a par 5, 514 yards. You see a nice big display on the bottom right there. And the coolest thing about this is where, like I said, I really feel like this is where the future of golf simulation is going. We have our main screen, we have our menu screen, which is where we have a touch map and all of our stats and numbers, which I'll pop up here for you so you can see that as well. But you need to have that dual display setup in order to have really the full experience with this. And be honest, for Gameday to even work, you need to have the dual monitor. So really, really cool. In regards to the EYEXR, one other thing in regards to the hitting zone, you're going to have a hitting zone of 13.7 by 11.8, 13.7 wide, 11.8 deep. So not as big as others, but definitely bigger than some on the market that are considerably more expensive as well. So it is something that relatively pretty good size hitting zone. Definitely something where you should be able to adjust that ball a little bit. And when you go to calibrate the unit, you also have a lot of flexibility with where that hitting zone is as well. So just something to keep in mind. All right. We're not worried about my shot too much. I just want to show you one hole of Gameday. And again, I've done a full video review on this that you can check out and see all the features. Let's go ahead and take a shot here and see how we do. Okay. And this is the gameplay where it's like a presentation mode. Hit that 230, not a bad shot for me. And basically there is another mode that's a follow mode as well. So if you want to just have it where it follows the golf ball, which I actually prefer, you'll see that in the other video review I've done. But this is kind of a cool TV presentation style mode for if you just want to play a cool round of golf and see different camera angles. Again, you can come over to a little mini map over here and aim essentially at where you want to aim. As far as where your focal point is going to be, it also will tell you how far it's going to be from where you landed, if you landed in that spot, to the green. So I'm just going to hit a 5-iron and get it down there, see how we do. And again, I got a replay of a couple things, even without the cameras, having the swing cameras, you're still going to be able to see where you made contact. So I hit that a little bit off the toe there, as you see there. And actually a photo of where you make it, all your numbers, 125 ball speed, 89.3 club speed, club pass, smash factor, launch angle, everything is on here, which is nice. I got 281 remaining. That was a 230-yard shot with a 205 carry. All right, so 282.7 according to the stat down there, negative 3.1 yards, meaning downhill, I believe. Hit a 5-iron. Hit it nice and thin. Not a great shot at all. And probably into the bunker. Ooh. And it probably plugged in there too. Great. All right. Well, let's hit a shot from the bunker, see how we do. 135 to go to the actual green. You'll notice a little blue indicator with a circle around it when the ball's not ready to be hit. Second, I put the ball in the zone and it's ready to be hit. You're going to hear an audio indicator letting you know that you're ready to roll. So 135, and I got to see if I can get it out of this sand here. Let's see how much I get penalized when I hit a shot. Shows 20% penalty on the bottom. Ugh, that's rough. Isn't this garage golf here, baby? Woo! All right, so you are getting penalized, as you see. Pretty realistic, I feel. All right, 101.3. And again, this time with 10% penalty. I'm going to use the same club. So I'm going to choke down on an 8-iron a little bit. Flushed that one pretty well. Probably too well. Yep, too well. Didn't get penalized as bad that time. All right, that's my 4th shot. Pretty speedy round of golf, though, overall, in my opinion. Upper right, you're going to see the heat map. You'll see the distance. Let me see if there's any other features we need to show you before I finish this hole out. There's a grid button, as you see here, that you can pop up, and it'll show you your putting grid as well. So not much you have to do, in all honesty. You could always, at any point, see the course view, which I think is pretty cool, too. Before I finish up, just thought I'd show you. Graphics are great on Gameday. I'm a big fan of the graphics. They look really good. They play really well. A massive, massive improvement from Refine Plus. Just overall, I like the way everything looks. It just really flows well commercially, like for me. I just feel like if you're going to have a commercial facility, this would be a pretty cool software. I just hope that we see a ton of more courses come out for Gameday. So bottom right, you're gonna see 27.9 yards, but what you actually see is really cool. 16.8 yards to the edge of the green, so I know exactly what I'm shooting for in regards to a distance to land it on the green. So let's see how we do here. Hopefully I can get a little chip shot in there. Okay, we're on the green. Right outside the hole, which I want to show you putting anyway, so that's fine. And we'll see if we can putt this in for bogey. 10 feet from ball to the hole on the simulator. It's roughly about 10 feet in here. So I'd be curious to see if I stop it at the screen, if it's going to be pretty accurate for the stimp. And I believe you can go in there and change the stimp meter if you want it faster or slower as well. All right, let's see if we can put this in a little left to right break. Didn't get it there. So, double bogey. Well, what's new for a garage golf? If you haven't watched my channel before, this is about as good as it gets, guys. But we're not here to watch my swing. We're here to check out the technology and show you a little bit more of the features. Let me know your thoughts on Gameday. I'm a big fan of Gameday. Again, graphically, I think it looks really darn cool. Next, I'm going to show you GSPRO, and we're going to take a look at the difference between the two. But overall, I think Gameday has really, really cool features. Graphically, it looks great, and I'd like to see eventually at some point us have like, you know, good 300-400 at least courses to choose from. Right now, we only have about 30. GSPRO, on the other hand, has closer to about 1,600. So let's show you GSPRO. We'll play one hole with GSPRO and show you the difference. All right, so now what you see behind me is GSPRO, and GSPRO is another software that you can use with the Uneekor EYEXR. So we have lots of really cool features with GSPRO as well. We have local match practice challenges. They have sim golf tournaments. They have online matches. Now, GSPRO to me is one of, if not the best golf simulation software out there because it's more of a community-based thing where we have online tours. We have all kinds of stuff, FedEx Cup points, and you're able to get into chat lobbies and talk with people while you're playing. And the guys at GSPRO who run everything, they just do a fantastic job, in all honesty. It's one of the best out there. And a lot of part of that, honestly, is the fact that these are people that are using this on a daily basis. So I'm a big fan of GSPRO. It's hard to beat it. And that's because the companies, you know, who have their own software, a lot of times, there's just not a lot of money in running like the tours and things like that, but that's the things that everyday golfers like myself really enjoy. I love the tour aspect of it, and I think that's forcing companies to now have to look into things like online play and tournaments and leagues, because I think that's where the future of golf simulation is going anyway. So it's nice. It's competition just does nothing but create better products across the board. I've always believed in that. So if you have competition, you're going to work harder to improve your product, and that's what we're seeing with companies like Uneekor creating Gameday. That never probably would have happened if we didn't have so much competition with something like GSPRO. But GSPRO, Uneekor have been integrated for a couple of years now officially. They have a great partnership, and it works really well together. So I'm going to see if we can pick a very similar, if not the same course for you and show you what that looks like graphically between the two. So I'll check and see if we have Tobacco Road to play. I may need to download it, and I'll bring you right back here in a minute. All right, so we do have two versions of Tobacco Road, and one of them is newer than the other. So I'm going to play the newest version here and click play. And again, same features, up to 8 players. Lots of options, match settings in regards to what you can do. So there's stroke play, scramble, match plays, alternate shots, best ball, Stableford, shambles, all kinds of really cool stuff. You can set where you want to have your gimme. You can put what tee box you want to hit on. I'm just going to leave things standard. The stimp meter is at 8. I don't touch anything there. I just leave it the way it is, and then I adjust as I need to, because that's how it would be done in a tournament. One thing I do like to turn on, which I think is a really cool feature, instead of having to walk back and forth to a computer, I like the ability to adjust the auto aim feature. So instead of me having to go to a computer and adjust it on the screen, which I don't think takes a lot of skill to do on a computer screen, I have it do it for me, and then I just work on my speed. So that's what I'm going to do for here. I'm going to play the first hole the same way, show you what GSPRO looks like in comparison to the Gameday software. Now, GSPRO does not require a dual screen setup, so you can run it straight on your projector if you just had a projector. I do like that dual screen setup though. That's something that I actually think is a pro, not a con. And I do like the way that gives you that ability, and like I said, more of like what you would see in a commercial environment. All right, so what you see behind me is hole number 1, Tobacco Road, 530 yards, par 5 from this tee box. Like to know what your thoughts are. Again, GSPRO goes up to 4K graphics as well, really cool. It's going to be obviously a different program, a different setup. You got your mini map on the bottom right here. Everything's on one screen here, all your numbers, and really easy and integrated program that you could use. So this works directly with the View software from Uneekor, or you can work without it if you use a third-party connector. You will need a subscription through Uneekor if you play GSPRO, and I think the basic one, the cheapest option you'd have is the player program or the pro program, which essentially is going to be $199 a year. It gives you third-party connector, which allows you to connect to a third-party software like GSPRO, but you also get Refine Plus and other features as well. So I will put a link in the video description to all the subscription packages through Uneekor for you to check out. Let's take the first shot. All right. I'm going to strike down the right side there. Get out of that rough. Nope, stayed in the rough. So 204 carry, 210 total length. Now you get penalized pretty severely on GSPRO if you're in the rough, especially in this kind of thick stuff here. So you see, obviously I have a view that's blocked even by the rough, but it's going to line you up right with the flag stick, and I'm going to aim about, I'm just going to hit it out of this rough as hard as I can with a 5-iron and get it down there into the fairway, hopefully. Obviously you see graphically, it looks a little different, obviously from the last program, but let's take this next shot. I'll show you a little bit more about the features. You do want to make sure you try to land on a fairway in GSPRO. I will tell you that. I don't do a great job of that, obviously. Let's hit a 5-iron. Hit that pretty well. All right. So after you hit a shot in GSPRO, it's going to tell you your penalty. So it's going to tell me a little bit about how I was penalized now. And 79% speed, 56% spin from 100% shot. So that tells me a little how severely I was penalized there. I'm back in the fairway now. There's lots of cool features. Let me show you a couple of things that I like about GSPRO. So down here we have our mini map, and you can aim anywhere you want with the mini map. Obviously, same kind of concept. Up here, we have some data tiles. We could do a flyover as well at the beginning of the hole to kind of show you a little bit more about that. Right before the hole starts, you can click the flyover button and see what you're doing. We also have a shortcut key. So the good thing about GSPRO is it's very much keyboard related. So a lot of these things are basically, if you remember the button, you're able to hit it on the keyboard and be able to pull it up. Like, for example, mulligan. You know, I try to keep it pretty real here, but mulligan is Control plus M. You can switch views, switch hands, shot cam. You know, if I were to hit certain buttons, it would give you some different things. There's my shot cam. And if I were to take off the shortcuts, you'll see that's kind of where it's being aimed right now. And I don't know if you can adjust that or not. I think you can move that possibly. Yeah, there we go, with the right and left arrow. So lots of cool stuff. So that's where it's kind of aiming me. And again, you can aim that on the map, hit J and it goes away. So lots of cool like little shortcuts and what you can do with certain things, which is really, really nice. And then you also can use something like the club keyboard with this, which makes it a whole lot easier to keep you from having to go back and forth to the computer. And I've done some videos on the club keyboard with GSPRO as well. So, all right, let's take our third shot now. And 197, we're 5 yards downhill. I did hit that shot pretty well, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit another 5-iron and try to keep it in this fairway, hopefully. All right, it's down there. Get there, get there, get there. Okay. All right. All right, I'm on the green. That was a good shot actually for me with a 5-iron. So not always horrible, as you can see. But I'll probably still 2-putt from there. Let's take a look. Now again, because I set the auto line up, I'm not having to go back to the computer. It automatically aligned me. So all I have to do now is putt straight into my screen and get the speed right. Now speed on GSPRO is a little fast sometimes, but I think we have it set at an 8 stimp meter. So we're gonna take a look, we're gonna hit a putt, and we'll see how we do with this. See how we do. And I made it. We'll take that for birdie. Let me know what you think about GSPRO as well, but one of my favorite programs out there by far. All right, so I'd love to hear your thoughts about GSPRO versus Gameday and what you think. To me, I think it's very, very close. There's a lot of cool features with both, but until Gameday can get their course list up significantly, I'm still a really big fan of GSPRO. I think it's gonna be hard to beat them for quite a bit, in all honesty. And in that, we haven't even delved into everything. Again, I have several videos out on GSPRO. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel for that. but it's nice to have options, and that's the biggest thing that I really can give Uneekor props on is they're not requiring you to only use their software. They're giving you the ability to use third-party software like GSPRO, possibly down the road, E6 Apex, and other options that are out there. So really, really cool. And at some point, I'm sure Pro T will come out with a software, and we'll see if that's going to be usable possibly on Uneekor products as well, just like TGC 2019 was. So really, really neat. I'd like to see and get your thoughts on both. I'm sure a lot of people out there have possibly played both or at least played GSPro. So let me know your thoughts on GSPro versus Gameday in the comment section below. All right, so that wraps up our video today on the Uneekor EYEXR Launch Monitor. Again, priced at $69.99. I think it's a really decent option and a really kind of getting very competitive marketplace. So that's something that's good for us as golf simulator users. No ball stickers, no club stickers. It mounts behind you, which is nice. Very, very small form factor, makes it really, really easy to install. Works with GSPro, works with Gameday, works with E6 Connect. Who knows what else we'll have options to add to that down the road, but options is always better than no options. So I got to give Uneekor props the ability to use it with third-party software and not forcing us to use their software no matter how good it is. I think people always want options, so I do like that. Relatively large hitting zone, lots of cool features with this launch monitor. So if you have any questions, I'm your go-to person. Roland at mygaragegolf.com. Help support a small business. There's no markup to work with someone like us. If you're looking to build a golf simulator, I'd love to be your person to help you with that. Again, no markup. We work as a reseller. It's the same price you paid through Uneekor or any of the other companies out there, but you're going to have our opinions, our input. This is something I've been doing now for going on 8 years since I started this YouTube channel. So I'd love to help you with any questions you have. Reach out to me, Roland at mygaragegolf.com. Let me know your thoughts on GSPro versus Gameday. I'd love to hear what you think. Again, GSPro is more polished and pretty much, excuse my pun, but more refined, even though Uneekor Refine is a Uneekor product. But it's something that I'm a big fan of GSPro. I am very, very enticed with Gameday. So it is something that I'm going to continue to keep an eye on. With the Champions package or with the Ultimate package that you're going to get for 3 months free, you're going to get to test this stuff out at no risk to you. So that's really cool. So Uneekor has 4 different subscription packages. We talked about that earlier. I'll put the info again, the link for that down below. You're going to get the top package if you buy a launch monitor like the EYEXR through Uneekor. So you're going to get the ability to test Gameday, AI Trainer, and a lot of other cool features. Again, make sure to go back and watch the videos that we've done, some updates on those things. I'd love for you to see that. But more than anything, I'd love your opinions on the EYEXR unit, GSPro versus Gameday, what your thoughts are on that. And reach out to me if you have any questions or want to build your own golf simulator home. This is what we do. Been doing this now for almost 8 years since I started YouTube, so I'd love the opportunity to help you. And again, no markup to work with us. You'll never pay more to work with us, but a lot of times we'll help save you a lot of money and avoid mistakes, which is really important. So thanks again for watching. As always, until the next video, keep on golfing. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.